know what'll get there? I'd like to do a 10 million pool next year. See, I think it's going to be a lot easier to get money, sponsors, all this stuff. We proved it. Year 2, you really prove it, and then you got something. I've invited 2 people so far. They both said yes. I don't know how serious the yeses are. Caitlin said yes. Kaya Trump said yes. Those are my 2 that I've asked. Whether push comes to shove and those 2 are...
The WNBA is reeling from Caitlin Clark's recent bombshell. Dave Portnoy has extended a multi-million-dollar invitation to her. Without a doubt, the league is experiencing unprecedented levels of panic, confusion, and blindsidedness. The invitation to his huge, high-stakes online golf match was sent out by Portnoy himself. And Clark didn't think twice. Yes, this isn't a local celebrity event or a cozy charity scramble, she remarked. There might be a $10 million prize fund, 20 to 25 million viewers, and a far larger audience than the WNBA. Before anybody understood what had happened, Portnoy made the ideal power move to lock her in for the upcoming season as the league struggled mightily to figure out how to capitalize on their best player. The question that everyone is thinking about now: should Caitlin focus more on her WNBA career? Or is this the time to take her empire outside of basketball?
I want to know what you think.
Put them in the comments section. However, the ramifications are far more explosive than most people know. So let's first examine what just happened. The creative force behind Bartwell Sports, Dave Portnoy, has been subtly transforming this online golf competition into a massive media phenomenon. Put aside all of your preconceived notions about celebrity golf tournaments. The Pro League is sweating over this spectacle. In collaboration with Bob Sports, he has developed a platform that attracts viewing levels that most leagues can only imagine. And now that Clark is involved, the stakes have increased dramatically.
Oh, if Caitlin did her own league, do you know anything about what you would want to see her do? You said you'd partner with her and give her $100 million. That's the biggest offer that she's gotten.
If she would have let me be her agent, I would have in a second. And if she's like, I'll start a new league with you, I would get her whatever you want. I don't think she'll ever do that. Like, I talk with her never about that stuff. She has State Farm, Nike, Gatorade. Those are like blue bloods. Reminds of Tom Brady in a way. Like, very rarely, if ever, publicly says anything that like should cause any waves. She's kind of like been a good trooper for the Fever and the league. So I think she wants to make the WNBA work. I think she grew up wanting to play in it, but you have to have a certain personality. Like, I think if she truly was like, I'm out of here, I'm starting my own league, she'd have people lining up, including myself, and she would put the WNBA out of business.
Every year, Dave Portnoy responded without hesitation when asked if the tournament would be larger than it has ever been. However, he then made a disclosure that probably makes WNBA executives anxious. Only 2 players have accepted his invitations thus far: Caitlin Clark and Kaya Trump. Portnoy acknowledges that he is still unsure of the true level of commitment. To be honest, though, it says a lot about Clark's approach and the stakes that she even thought about it. A staggering $10 million reward fund. This is what should scare the WNBA. Sponsors will be lining up with their wallets open, eager to attach themselves to Caitlin's star power if she actually takes that course. Her very presence ensures a flood of media attention, something the league has consistently underestimated. All of this started at the Annika Pro, where Clark broke attendance records and viewership figures that the LPGA could only imagine. She was treated like queen by the league, which laid out the red carpet. Additionally, it is nearly excruciating to observe how the WNBA has treated its most prominent player. Without a doubt, Dave Portnoy witnessed everything. He saw Clark's unmistakable charisma, energy, and frenzy. And he hit at that point. The action was well-planned, brutal, and executed at the ideal moment. I can now redo the third section, which runs from 340 to 501, using the same.
Care what the league did 10 years ago or 5 years ago. That doesn't matter, and that doesn't matter in any negotiation. It's like, well, we haven't made money for 15 years, 20 years, or whatever. That doesn't matter. It is now. Like, it is now, and you have to take advantage of it now, and that's how it works. So you never know, because she is in the middle, and commissioners are always in the middle, and commissioners are always going to take the brunt of what the owners don't want to feel. And who even knows what the real numbers are? Like when they came out, well, the owners, it's all mixed in with the WNBA, the NBA. It's super convoluted to actually figure out how much they're making, how much they're losing. And it's in the owner's interest not to really have the true numbers if they're going up. But just the television ratings and all the media deals. I wrote an article when Caitlyn signed her Nike deal. Like instantly. I'm like, this is the dumbest. I wish I was her agent. Like she got screwed. And she did. If you look back at it, like the power of her, and when her shoe comes out, like we'll see what the sales are. They're paying Devin Booker, I think, $40 million a year.
Yeah, I think Caitlyn's like getting 8, right?
In what universe is Devin Booker worth $40 million a year and Caitlyn's worth 8? It's insane. So it's all there. It's all up and they're not taking advantage of it. And clearly the players have lost.
The WNBA has never even caught a glimpse of Porto's brilliant strategy. Stars don't come to you. Instead, you pursue them, offer them a platform worthy of their might, and give them an overwhelming sense of want. In the meantime, Caitlin Clark has been subjected to vicious hits on the court by the WNBA for months with virtually no protection, advancement, or recognition of her actual worth.
Portoy.
He instantly locked her into his next big event after witnessing her enter a golf course. That's the distinction between a company that prioritizes celebrity power and one that doesn't. And here's a surprise twist. Yes, it was Sophie Cunningham who was catting at that prom. All of a sudden, everyone realized she had a secret golf skill. Inspired by Clark's determination, she disclosed on her podcast that she intends to tackle the sport seriously. She even joked, "I think me, her, and Lexi are going to hit the course more," hinting at 3 Indiana Fever teammates bonding, building chemistry, and creating content that stretches far beyond the WNBA's reach. The story is told by the numbers. 20 to 25 million people watch the Portis competition. In contrast, the majority of WNBA games fail to reach 1 million viewers. When compared to a golf event, Fortnite is drawing 10 times as many players. The biggest name in women's basketball is currently on the team. For the league, the numbers are disastrous. Their biggest star is using a media mobile to create more talk on a golf course than in her own league. Clark is not at fault for this. This is an unprecedented marketing catastrophe. A generational talent was given to the WNBA.
What actions did they take?
While muttering about competitive play, they allowed other players to target her. In the meantime, she is treated like a golden goose by the LPGA, Porto, and every astute institution that recognizes her actual worth. Some detractors may argue that Clark ought to limit himself to basketball. However, the modern athlete is beyond their comprehension. Careers don't last long. There are injuries around every corner. The public's interest wanes. The iron must be struck while it is hot. And she is more radiant as ever. Clark. The ideal move is to play golf. Low risk, new audiences, crossover appeal, and relationships with influential players. Above all, it's genuine. You can see how happy she is. No brand is able to fake that. In the 21st century, athlete brand building looks like this. It's not keeping in your own lane. It involves broadening your horizons, generating several sources of revenue and influence, and collaborating with individuals who recognize your value. At the moment, the WNBA hardly returns anything, whereas Clark provides almost all of the value. Every record she breaks on a golf course serves as a painful reminder of what the league is lacking. The truth was demonstrated by Portoy. He is prepared to pay for Caitlin Clark's market, which is larger than basketball. Even though the league still has trouble with the fundamentals, he was able to win her over with just one chat. Even after having her for a whole season, the WNBA still doesn't understand. This analysis clarifies Clark's success outside of the WNBA. The next installment is going to be much more surprising, so hit like, slam subscribe, and get ready.